I'm Rodrigo Hasbún. I'm a Bolivian writer. I write novels, short stories, essays, and also screenplays. I'm interested in intimacy and how the stories of people collide or encounter the stories of their countries. I'm interested in migration and displacement. Those are the kind of stories I write about. The book that has been most translated is Los Afectos, and I think that could be a good book to start with. It is a novel set in Bolivia in the 1950s and 1960s. It follows the stories of a German family, the Earls, who moved there in Bolivia after the Second World War. And I tell the stories of mostly the three daughters of Hans Earl. He was a well-known cameraman. He had worked with Leni Riefenstahl. At first I thought I was gonna tell the story of Hans Earl only, but then I realized that I was more interested in what was happening around him and his own family. And actually one of his daughters, Monica Earl, also became very well known in Bolivia. She got involved with Marxist guerrilla warfare. As a male writer, I make an effort to demasculinize my own gaze and to not tell the same stories that have been told throughout time for centuries. So I believe we are always changing, all of us. That's a great thing, right? That makes everything more interesting and more mysterious. And we are affected by what we have around us. That happens to the characters. They're affected by their migration. They are affected by the politics of Bolivia. Papá y mis hermanas estaban hacía meses en algún lugar de la selva y esa Navidad la pasamos a solas con mamá. Fue la mejor de mi vida. No debería decirlo, era nuestro secreto, pero lo diré. Entre otras cosas, mientras preparábamos la cena fumé por primera vez. Fue ella la que me lo ofreció. ¿Quieres?, preguntó de la nada. Sonreí. No podía creer lo que estaba pasando. Tenía casi 13 años, 12 y 10 meses para ser precisos. Ella parecía triste, quizá porque pasaríamos la Navidad a solas. Hasta Paulina, nuestra empleada, había vuelto a su pueblo. ¿Quieres o no?, preguntó de nuevo mientras extendía su mano con un cigarrillo entre los dedos. Tenía manos delgadas. Fue como verlas por primera vez. De muchas maneras, esa Navidad fue como ver a mamá por primera vez. Yo empecé a los 11, dijo. Me costaba imaginarla de niña. No sabía qué decirle, quería y no quería, estaba nerviosa. En una situación parecida, añadió, también fue mi madre la que me hizo fumar, por más increíble que te parezca, a orillas del lago Shem. Lo puse en mi boca, aspiré fuerte, tosí. I believe in readers participating in the process and completing the blank spaces. I don't want to tell them everything. There's a sense that some editors prefer longer books, and I really love shorter ones that only suggest things, that work with what they say, but also with what they not say. Reality is not only made of facts, it's also made of possibilities, of imagination, of memories, many different constructions going on, and I'm interested in all those things intertwining in my books. I'm fairly new to residencies. This is the second one. I was curious about the experience. I didn't know if it would work for me, and actually it has worked very, very well. During the work year, I have a lot of work. I'm a professor, so I'm very invested in what my students are writing, and I don't always have as much time as I wish to work on my own things. Here I've read a novel written by, I don't know if I'll pronounce it correctly, Stephen Hertmans, a novel called, in Spanish, Guerra y Trementina. This has been a wonderful read, a very powerful read. And I've been thinking a lot about my own project after reading this. I really love the confluence between the story of the characters and the history of their countries, and I think Stephen Herdman does a really amazing job in intertwining those two different spheres, the personal and the political, the story of his grandfather and the story of Belgium and of Europe.